Hello YouTube, it's Ryan here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing another first impressions review over the newest Shonen Jump manga, Doron Dororon, which is a horrible name. I do not know who decided that that was good. It's like, I don't know what it means, and it just feels like baby talk, and it's not a great name. It's horrible, and it's very hard to pronounce because it's so like, it's so consistent that it's like hard to kind of say. I don't know. I don't like the title, but the book itself was pretty interesting, so we'll see. However, this is the first chapter, First Impressions. It's the first chapter that released last Sunday. This is the, it was on the last, what's it called? The last magazine of the year, which is immediately followed by the first magazine of the next year. So this Sunday we still have, a magazine, and I think this is because they do it this way instead of like having to publish during weeks that Japan considers important holidays. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But this was on Shonen Jump number 52 for 2021, if I remember correctly, and it's the last thing that they introduced this year. And it's written by Gen Usuka. That's two O's, Suka. And I don't know who they are. I think that they have been serialized before in something else, but this is kind of like their newest kind of work. But I could be wrong on that. So if you know definitively, please let me know down in the comments. But my understanding is that this is not the first time that they've been on the Shonen Jump magazine. They just are starting a new project, right? So we'll see. The publisher here is Shonen Jump, or Shueisha in Japan. But this is published by Viz in English, and of course it's on the Shonen Jump app. So yeah, the demographic for this one is Shonen. It is part of Weekly Shonen Jump. And the genres here seem to be action and supernatural, and it doesn't seem very comedy heavy, but there is kind of elements of it that is just kind of prevalent across all Shonen Jump magazine series. So it's not like a specific aspect of the series that is played up more than in others. So that's why I'm not considering it a genre here. So yeah, and actually the rating for this is actually pretty high. I liked it a lot. So the rating for this one is 4 out of 5. Definitely enjoyed it more than the other two that came out, Ayashimon and Protect Me Shogamura, I think that's what it's called. I liked this one way more than the other two. However, I still didn't like it more than Red Hood, and I'm still pretty salty that Red Hood got canceled, but you win some, you lose some, I guess it's okay. So the premise here is basically that 50 years ago, according to the timeline of this manga, Mononoke, aka yokai, aka, supernatural monsters appeared in the world, and now there's these people called samurai that are kind of in charge of being peacekeepers and kind of hunting these Mononoke down because they end up making a lot of a lot of trouble for humanity, right? And our main character, who is kind of a angry delinquent type with like a heart of gold, very similar to Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho, wants to be one. And not only that, he wants to be one because it's the first time his mom looked happy with a decision that he had ever made, and then his mom died, and so now he kind of wants to be it because he wants to do it, but also to honor his mother's kind of memory. And he can't because apparently he has no supernatural energy. So this is kind of pulling from the kind of somewhat resurging, very popular idea that, your main character doesn't have to be powerful in order to be powerful in this, in like a world, right? In the same way that Mash is not powerful in terms of magic, but he's so buff that he can do everything magic users can. And the same way that Asta's hard work and his anti-magic are enough to put him on par with some of the most naturally gifted magical people in Black Clover, right? So I guess that this kind of main character with no powers is kind of like a new kind of thing that is becoming popular, because technically speaking, I guess you could say that it's always been a thing, but it's not really true because Goku has always been powerful since he was born. Naruto literally had the strongest thing in the world put into him. Deku was like powerless for like a chapter. And then he got like the Jesus power, like the strongest thing that you can imagine, as his quirk. So I think that this is kind of a new kind of wave, a new kind of main characteristic that's becoming more popular. And yeah, so he can't do anything. He can't be a Mononoke hunter samurai because he has no supernatural energy. But he somehow manages to meet a Mononoke that's a good guy, and he kind of forms a pact with it, and they beat these evil Mononoke. So now he seems to be able to achieve his dream. So yeah, it's pretty usual kind of standard fare. It's kind of very similar to any other monster hunting urban fantasy shonen that you can think of. You know, Bleach, Black Torch, Blue Exorcist, what's it called? The one that got canceled, Bone Charmer, Bone Hunter, something, whatever. That one, I had like kind of boring artwork. I didn't really like the artwork in that one very much. You know, stuff like that. And I don't know how to feel about it. Like, yes, I liked it because I enjoyed the character and the kind of general vibe. I thought it was pretty cool, and I love the artwork actually. There's kind of this interesting balance between the human characters looking kind of dopey and kind of not super refined, but then the Mononoke looking very, very awesome, very cool. And I thought that interesting kind of dichotomy of the art styles was really, really good because it kind of made the Mononoke seem supernatural in comparison. Sorry. And so I really like that, but I don't know. I think the artwork is more or less, it's better than average, but it's not amazing. The story plotline is pretty normal in terms of like what is popular in Shonen Jump. So hopefully that means that this will last long. But I you know, as a reader, I'm kind of bored of this same kind of storyline because yes, most of these types of stories are pretty awesome. You know, Blue Exorcist and Black Torch are some of my favorite Shonen Jump manga. But like, do something different, right? Like that's why I like My Hero Academia so much, because it's like superheroes. It's not the same kind of urban fantasy samurai type guys, right? So I don't know. I think the most interesting part, honestly, was the characterization of the main character and the relationship he had with his mother, because usually parents in shonen manga are pretty not important. I think Deku's mom is probably the most important like parent figure in a what's it called, or like actual parent in a Shonen Jump manga in the last couple of years. Usually it's like the main character is an orphan, and he then finds a father or mother figure to help him along the way. You know, Naruto finds Kakashi and Jiraiya and Tsunade and you know, stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm kind of interested to see how that works. And the other thing is that the little cute Mononoke that is like not evil is called Kusanagi, which I think is a god in Shintoism, or at the very least is like the name of a very famous sword in kind of like Japanese folklore. I'm not really sure. It's kind of like the equivalent of Excalibur as far as I understand. And yeah, I don't know. I am optimistic about this series, but with the way that things are going and the way that usually, you know, things happen, I think this is probably going to get canceled pretty fast. And that kind of sucks, but I think that Ayashimon and Shogomaru probably are going to last longer than this one, which is kind of sad because I don't like those as much. But I think that a gag manga is kind of easy to maintain for quite a long time. And Ayashimon seems to be pretty hype with other people in the same way that Chainsaw Man is, which I don't really understand. I thought they're both pretty middle of the road, but we'll see. But yeah, that's all I have to say to you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And let me know how you guys feel about the last 3 new Shonen Jump manga that have been released. You know, how do you feel about Ayashimon? How do you feel about Doron Dororon, which is a horrible name? And how do you feel about Protect Me, Shogomaru? So let me know down in the comments. And yeah, let's get to talking. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And see you guys later.